who was chosen in a second run of an international architecture competition, and they took his suggestion because they were very much candidate cities invading the UN, and in Europe it was Vienna and it was Stockholm, Sweden. The debate went on for almost 15 years, and in 73 they laid cornerstone here. Why would they come to Vienna? Tell me. And I know you know it, you just don't think of it.
Is it because it is where Hitler was born?
No, that would be a reason not to go to Vienna. And he was born a bit further northwest, by the way. Yeah? No, that was not the thing. It's more a geopolitical thing. Imagine the world map now compared to the world map in 1970, for instance. What is the big striking difference? The Cold War. Cold War Iron Curtain. The world was split into two halves, and this Iron Curtain split Europe into the eastern and the western half, and it just went not even an hour east of Vienna. So Vienna was the easternmost western capital, actually. We were sandwiched in between east and west. Yeah? And that was an interesting location, and this is why they came. Yeah? Any questions?
May I ask who designed this building?
That was designed by an Austrian architect who was chosen in a second run of an international architecture competition, and they took his suggestion because they were very much into this module style. So this is not this one building, it's not one bunker or something. Exactly, it's modular, and that makes it relatively light and fluffy, I think.
I am somewhat fascinated with the design when I saw the dimension. That's why I...
And it's also, there is no rectangular building, you will see it. Okay, let's see the model. Actually, since you brought up the topic, let's go to the model. So, this is this modern building. It's 12 years old, I believe. It's an attachment, totally different concept. This is bright and white headquarters, okay, UN city. The population was not very happy with this UN project because they had to pay it. Okay, so the population afterwards. We also have the UN Industrial Development Organization, UNOV. We have this, remember, drug control, crime prevention. We have CTBTO, which will be in the lectures. Basically, they try to stop nuclear wastes, in short. And we have the Office for Outer Space Affairs. So we are more on the technical side. Good, thank you, Vladi. Let's have a quick look. Was every morning the same story. In the meantime, I could remember because the tube stop in this direction is being restored, so you have to go further and turn back on the other side. So anyway, a bit challenging. Anyway, so this is the tube going to the outskirts, and this is the tube crossing the Danube River, okay, going towards the city center. The stop is called Vienna International Center, and that is the official name of this building. Only in Austria nobody calls it like that. We have always nicknamed this one UNO City. Rightfully so, because we are like a small town within a bigger town. We have, you've seen it, we have our police, our securities, okay? So they work not for the Austrian police, but for the UN, for the international police, okay? We have fire brigades. We have a kindergarten, we have a cafeteria, we have a dry clean, we have a library, yeah, a bank, a post office, and so on. But no apartments and no hotels. This is just offices, offices, offices. Look outside. Can you see the plexiglass fence? That is the border line that surrounds the whole structure outside Austria, inside exterritorial ground, international ground. And that is the reason why you have to be scanned and registered and go through the whole melodrama of checking in. Yeah? So, the 7 modules we were mentioning outside, A and B, C, the cylindric central part, D, E, F, and G. You entered here, I met you in the rotunda, we did this, we're now standing behind A and B, and we're doing this going back to the lecture which is in G. Okay? The Atomic Energy Agency is based both in both A and B building, that's the biggest one, and the other 4 down this way. And F and G for the general parts, like kindergarten, everything back there. This one is, they call it Austria Center, and it's the biggest congress center actually of Austria, good for 5,000 persons in one conference hall, okay? The last 2 years, it was the biggest vaccination center and testing center in Austria, like millions of shots were given in there. And now, for the last 6 weeks, this is the reception for Ukraine refugees, actually. Yeah? So they are registered and sent to their accommodations there. Do you have a question?
Out of curiosity, since this building is considered as a UN building, does this building contains any distinct feature which we cannot find in any...
Maybe a lack of imagination, but people, there are people who say, well, maybe that's the continents or so symbolized by the different modules. Others see the Olympic rings. Frankly, I don't see any of that, honestly speaking. It is just the architect used, we mentioned it, the module style. The towers are not overshading each other, okay? And it's also built in a way that, say... Good. Now, we are still in this cylindric C building. This is the 5th floor, and this little room is what we call the visitors gallery. So that's for our guests, our groups, for you. And we're looking down on the 4th floor, and we see a, where do I not disturb? Is that fine here? Yeah. And we see a half-circled boardroom. You